Everyone knows that marathons and triathlons are two of the most challenging physical activities out there, but which one is actually harder? In this video, I'm going to lay out the pros and cons of both events so you can decide which one is right for you. Hi, my name is Phil Mosley and I'm a coach with over 25 years experience in both marathons and triathlons. I've felt the exhaustion and joy of finishing both these events countless times, so I'm well versed on the topic. So join me as we take a deep dive into both marathons and triathlons to help you make an informed decision about which event best fits your goals. Before I begin, let me remind you to subscribe to my channel and hit that notifications bell so you never miss another video. Right, let's get started. Triathlon and marathons are two incredible endurance events that challenge athletes physically and mentally. To determine which is harder, we need to consider a few key factors, which are distance, discipline variety, and pacing. In the world of triathlons, there are several different race distances, ranging from the short and intense sprint distance triathlons to the grueling Ironman 140.6 triathlons. A sprint triathlon consists of a 750 metre swim, 20k bike and a 5k run, and will take between 1 and 2 hours to complete. Whereas an Ironman 140.6 triathlon involves a 3.8k swim, 180k bike ride and a 42.2k marathon run, and will take you between 8 and 16 hours to complete. So it's important to note that there are longer distance triathlons which are generally more demanding than the shorter ones just due to the increased physical demands and extended duration. On the other hand, marathons are a fixed distance which is 42.2 kilometers or 26.2 miles. Personally, I find that Ironman 140.6 triathlons, which are 140.6 miles long, are harder to complete than marathons. They require more training time, more technique and more endurance. They're an all-day event, and completing one in a cut-off time requires prolonged and dedicated training for many months or even years. Whereas Ironman 70.3 triathlons, which are half the distance at 70.3 miles, are equally as tough as a marathon in my opinion. Sure, they take longer to complete than a marathon does, but they're also multi-discipline, which means you experience less muscle soreness compared to marathon running. When it comes to the shorter sprint and Olympic distance triathlons, I would say that these are easier than running a marathon. Not only are they shorter in duration than marathons, but the swim and cycle sections will save your legs from too much punishment. Triathlons have three distinct disciplines, which are swimming, cycling and running. And this poses a unique challenge because you need to be fit in all three of them and then transition seamlessly between them during the event. The running and cycling elements of a triathlon are relatively straightforward, whereas swimming is a distinct skill that not everyone has a background in, myself included. In contrast, marathons focus solely on running, which means you can dedicate your training efforts to mastering just one discipline. To get fit for a triathlon, you'll need to train at least 4 or 5 times per week, whereas to get fit for a marathon, you can train less often, but at least 3 times per week. You'll also need to consider the psychological challenge posed by both events. When you're racing a triathlon, you'll appreciate the mental and physical break that you get when you switch from swim to bike and from bike to run. Whereas with marathon running, the event feels relentless because all you're doing is the same thing throughout. Another thing to consider is that running is a weight-bearing activity, whereas cycling and swimming are not. And that's why running causes far more muscle trauma than cycling and swimming, and one of the reasons that marathon running feels so tough. Also, when you're running, it's really hard to drink or eat much, whereas in a triathlon, you can easily carry and consume energy drinks and foods during the bike section, making it far easier to keep on top of your energy needs. Both triathlons and marathons can be approached with different strategies, and the way you pace yourself during an event will determine how hard it feels for you. A badly paced triathlon will feel tougher than a sensibly paced marathon, and vice versa. I've done marathons where I've set off too fast and then suffered really badly in the second half. And I've also done triathlons where I've ridden too fast and then I've run out of energy on the run. And all of these experiences were equally tough. However, if your goal is just to finish and enjoy the experience, pacing yourself conservatively can make both triathlons and marathons feel far less grueling. Training for triathlons is an expensive business because you need so much gear. Consider things like your wetsuit, bike, helmet, glasses, cycle shorts, bike shoes, bike computer, wetsuit, trike suit, goggles and running shoes. And that's before you've even considered stuff like race entries and bike maintenance and swim training fees. whereas marathon running is a far simpler, more affordable pastime. All you need are shorts, t-shirt, running shoes, and the great outdoors. And even the race entries are far cheaper. So if budget is a consideration, there's only one clear winner, and that's marathon running. As a coach who's trained athletes for both triathlons and marathons, I've seen firsthand how the perception of difficulty can vary. It depends on individual strengths and weaknesses and your level of preparation. Some athletes find the swimming component of triathlons particularly daunting, while others struggle with the mental endurance that's required for a marathon. It's a deeply personal journey. So instead of trying to work out an absolute winner in the triathlon versus marathon battle, let's focus on choosing the right challenge for you. And if you enjoy diversity, testing your limits in multiple disciplines, and embracing the adventure of transitions, triathlons might be your calling. On the other hand, if you have a passion for pure running, and you crave the atmosphere of a dedicated running event, and you enjoy the simplicity of focusing on just one discipline, marathons may be your ultimate goal. Remember that whether you choose marathons or triathlons, the most important thing is to set realistic goals, follow a well-structured training plan, and listen to your body. Both events offer great opportunities for personal growth, achievement, and unforgettable experiences. And if you're looking for a free PDF triathlon or marathon training plan, look no further. Click on the link in the description and choose your free plan instantly. Or if you're in need of an extra boost of motivation, I've got just the solution for you. Sign up for a free 30-day trial of Unlimited Athlete, which is my low-cost coaching subscription. And you'll get unlimited access to not just one, but a whopping 900 flexible training plans. And the best part is that you'll also receive support from a qualified coach along the way. So check out the link in the description to learn more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.